Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where I played it ahead a little bit off camera here just to see what the Boxer Rebellion actually was. And it triggers this event, the Mandate of Heaven, if we complete. And I don't know exactly what that does, but if the time runs out, it triggers this event. Now this doesn't lead to any sort of a civil war or anything, which is actually kind of what I was expecting it to do. So it's actually less interesting than I thought it was. So basically all we do is we choose between our primary culture being Manchu or Han, is basically all it is. And it's not actually all that interesting. But more importantly, I think that we cannot complete Fragile Unity if we fail the Boxer Rebellion. So I think that we need to try to do this. I think we have to go after Britain here. So we're going to do this Take Treaty Port. Fantastic. And for the moment, I do want to turn up our military wages here. It's going to be expensive, but I have a feeling that Britain might be willing to just back down. We'll see how that goes. The US is leaning towards Britain's side. And we'll see if they actually side that way. Britain is currently worried. It's not a major loss for them, and they're in another war right now. They are currently fighting France. So I'm wondering if they're actually interested in doing this. We'll see. With the US interested in joining over here, that's a potential problem, but we have 71,000 in terms of our army power projection. Surely they're not going to be interested in this, right? We can kick them out of here quite quickly. I don't know if we can do it quickly enough. We probably should have gone for this right away, but our notoriety is 98.3. We could have done it slightly earlier, for sure, but not tremendously earlier. Okay, so we're going to head forward here. The question is, will the US join them? And yes, what does that put Britain at? That puts Britain at, still worried, minus 26. Okay, will Britain back down is the question. We're going to assume that they're not for the moment, and we're going to look to fight them here. We should be able to fight them without any major problems. So we're going to start some mobilizations. I want to... Mexico also sided with Great Britain. They're still worried, though. And we should have the technological advantage to do this. So we're going to mobilize this guy. We're going to send him over here. I'm going to send a total of 5 forces over here. 2, 3... 4, and 5. If we can get this, then great. Our Navy should be able to hold out over here, based on what we've experienced before. We'll mobilize this unit and this unit to come over here to this front. And we'll mobilize this one and this one over to this front. And then this one, that's a separate front. Okay. This one over here. Is that this front? Yeah, actually it is. So we put 4 into that front. I guess that's okay. And then these guys can come on over here and over here for now. So that's all of the fronts there. Beautiful. So Mexico was swayed. I mean, I really don't think they have a chance here. And I don't think Britain does either. They're worried. So we'll see if they're going to back down. Oil discovered. Okay, cool. We'll definitely build those oil rigs. Oil is expensive right now, and we're very happy to do that. We, of course, want to get this done as soon as we can, right? The Boxer Rebellion will be done in 6 months. If Britain backs down, that would be magnificent. Which they may do. We'll see. There's a chance. It's fairly likely that they will back down, according to the tooltip. So that's good. Fingers crossed. We do have mobilizations happening, and we do have these guys still in reserve that we can send wherever we feel like they're needed. So that'll be fine for now. We have forces on the way over to each of these locations. We may want to send more over here, but honestly, I feel like it's probably okay. The question is, do they back down? We'll find out. If they're going to back down, it'll be when they're right here. Like, immediately after we're through the diplomatic maneuvers, I think. And they did back down. Wonderful. Okay, so that finishes the Boxer Rebellion for us. So that back down means that with that 5 months, we probably would have been able to do that either way, whether this bug happened or not, is my guess. So I think this bug that happened with the Portugal fight here was entirely irrelevant. 100% irrelevant. So we're going to drop our military wages there. Are we planning on going to war again for a while? The answer is no. So we may actually want to turn down our barracks for the time being and start paying down that debt. I think that would be a very good thing to do. And that completes the Boxer Rebellion successfully. So I know what happens if we fail this, because I ran the clock forward just to see. And like I said, you just have to choose between the two cultures. It's not a big thing. It ramps up your radicalism. Not all that interesting, to be honest. Once more, the yellow dragon flag soars from the rooftops of all the Middle Kingdom cities. This is our flag, not the yellow dragon flag, but whatever. From the shining pearls linking the southern delta to the great metropolises along the East Sea, the stain of imperialism has been washed away from our shores. When at last all the foreign devils are expelled to the very last man, the great Qing united, together, will bring peace to this, our land. Cool. So we can either have 20% of Han Pops become more loyal and revere the Emperor, or we can have 20% more Han Pops become loyal and get united in righteousness. I feel like this is better. Minus 20% state penalties from turmoil is way, way better for us here. So that actually gives us a decent amount of fragile unity there. So now we need to stamp out monarchism, right? And how do we do that? And this is the reason why I wasn't interested in going forward and seeing what the Boxer Rebellion did, was because this does not get checked, and you need all three of these checked. So we actually cannot complete Fragile Unity if we don't successfully conclude the Boxer Rebellion. So with that knowledge, I'm very pleased to complete the Boxer Rebellion this way. Interesting that they misspelled it here. I just now noticed that. This should have two L's. Okay, sure. So we need to stamp out monarchism, and to do that, we need to get rid of our monarchy. Well, this would be our highest legitimacy government, and these guys should be interested in removing the monarchy, actually. So if we were to go here from monarchy, we could switch over to, say, a presidential republic. That has about the best chance. Let's work on that. So we're going to abolish the monarchy, which will bump up our fragile unity, but we're going to have to stamp out monarchism from there. Cool. So we'll work on that. We have an election coming in right now. The Revived China Society is winning it. Okay. And what does that put us at? Okay, 42. This is 81, actually. Seems okay. But we now have no chance to enact the presidential republic. Okay, that was a mistake then. Or do we? Base of 0. We can try to roll this and see what happens. We'll have to succeed a couple of rolls here to get that going. Italy declared a rivalry. No shockers there. Okay. There's a Clippers input goods shortage. That's fine for now. So we're going to get all of these oil rigs done. This one will need to be canceled, looks like. And some of these logging camps need to be canceled as well. They've been pre-built, I guess. So there we go. Cool. Anything else in the resources that we can get? No, we're maximally extracting resources right now. Cool. And we are paying down our debt. We'll need to continue to work on paying down that debt for a little bit. Preserve monarchy with 155 critical. Yeah, okay. So in that case, we will definitely preserve monarchy for the time being. We're going to look to get rid of monarchy eventually. Do we need to wait until after the next election? I mean, we could sit at an unacceptable government here. It's a lot of radicalism. I should have stuck with the government that we had before the election, is what I should have done. So that's very clear there. Are we okay with the radicalism? It has dropped precipitously. 87.2 million from Pops dying, events, and other reasons. Presumably that's just a Boxer Rebellion being fixed. So yeah, that would be what that is. And our loyalist is up dramatically. Actually, maybe we should do this. We can't do this for another year, right? When can we start attempting a presidential republic again? I think that we can't do it yet. But we can try putting these guys back in. That puts us in an unacceptable government. And that gives us a bunch of radicalism. I'm aware of this. Oh, we can run the presidential republic role again here. So the scholar officials are going to be very upset about this. No shockers there. The question is, how powerful are they? What is their actual clout? 7.9%? Hang on. The armed forces are 24% clout. Clout is pretty even. I'm actually surprised at how low the clout of the scholar officials is. It is the lowest. So we may not actually care about that. Who else would oppose this? Confucian scholars, petite bourgeoisie. The armed forces don't care. Let's give it a go, and we'll see what the radicalism with a government like this is like. Yeah, we got some radicals that we didn't need to have. But we're still better than we were before. So we'll see. We will see. We're continuing to construct all of this, of course, and I want to go through and make sure all of these are set to auto-construct and are on their correct production methods. Some of them are not. And none of these are currently set to auto-construct. So let's get that fixed. Motor Industries could be on publicly traded, except it can't. So we can't do that right now. Repeating rifles, publicly traded. Apparently this got messed up at some point along the way. We'll just get that fixed. No problem. And all of these can be auto-expanded except for the ones that can't. Those are already fully expanded, of course. Opium plantations can't be auto-expanded? Apparently we can't get more opium plantations. Interesting. Is that accurate? That is accurate. Okay. We're definitely seeing our surplus dwindle a little bit, but we are paying down our debt. 156 to support monarchy? Ooh. That's fascinating that there's that much radicalism there, considering that's 2.8%, 8.0%, and 14% clout. It's like 20-some% of the clout. Who all is going to be angry about this? Basically, the entire Han population. Okay. Are we scared of that? Is a question we need to ask. Do we want to fight this civil war to do this? It'll spread at 10 per week. Maybe we give up on the presidential republic, and who would be angry about this? The same 3 by the same amount. And they'd be more angry about the council republic. Okay. So that's definitely noted. We're not going to get this roll done. So the question is, do we want to fight this civil war? I think not with everyone in the world angry at us. I think we should probably cancel the presidential republic move for right now. And we'll need to work on reducing, like, the Confucian scholar clout or something. Oh, something along those lines. I'll play in no work. Okay, sure. We could maybe wait until we have a political movement for it. We've got a little bit of time yet before the end of the game. But we definitely want to work on abolishing monarchy. There's no doubt about that. For now, it doesn't seem politically viable. So that's noted. Importing rubber is currently unproductive. We'll get rid of that. Sure. And we've got some market access. Coal is currently expensive. Interesting. And some taxation capacity issues. We should definitely work on those. So we'll need 2 here, 1 in each of these locations. There we go. And as far as our railways go, we'll look at infrastructure here. Okay, we need a fair amount of railways. Yeah, there's some issues here for sure. We're going to need... These are 15 each? 20 each. Okay, so we would need somewhere around 11 here. Actually, 10 would do the trick, but... And then this would be, like, 15. Or something like that. It's a lot. no doubt about that, but we should get that queued up, and that'll be done relatively soon-ish. And this radicalism is definitely a bit of an issue. Specifically, I'm actually shocked that they got 150% radicalism out of that with the clout that they had. I'm actually surprised about that. The question now is, can we continue to work on doing anything politically here to get that passed? So the scholar officials are upset with us right now. Unacceptable government, leader trait reckless, leader trait bandit. Sure. And they oppose the recent change from landed to wealth voting and from per capita to graduated taxation. So, sure, but I think it's really more the Confucian scholars that we are concerned about, is my theory. I think. But we'll see. We will see. We need to get this fragile unity eventually under control. But for the time being, I'm content with all of this construction. We're definitely still running a surplus here, and our interest payments are going to be dropping slowly over time. So that's good. We do need to deal with this market access. Coal is currently expensive, which does slightly surprise me. I suppose we could look to import some, but there's no coal available. So we're just going to have to deal with what we're producing right now. As a question, can we increase our efficiency of our coal mines? Yes, we could go to the diesel pump. What tech do we need for that? Compression ignition. Okay, we're currently working on the bolt-action rifle. Compression and ignition is, of course, this down here. We may want to build more universities. Actually, at this point, that may not be a terrible idea to get some additional tech going. Well, we don't have any universities in these locations right now. Or in these locations. So we can do something along the lines of this. And I built those at the top of the queue. But then at the bottom of the queue, I'm going to queue up 10 in each location. And I want to sort like this. Okay. So the idea behind this, of course, is to increase our amount of our amount of innovation. There's military statistics, sure. So we'll get all of this underway. Beautiful. We will need more infrastructure eventually, but this is all low priority construction, and we're just going to get some of that going. So that'll take us up to 11. We don't have these up here. Really, I want to take... Do universities get economy of scale bonuses? I want to check this. I was thinking about taking them up to 51 for economy of scale bonuses. I don't know if they do or not. Let's see here. I don't see an economy of scale bonus here. So it looks like that's not the case. Okay. Oil discovered in Xi'an. Okay, we'll look at that in a moment. I am going to take these to 51, though. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. We'll just have to work our way through all of this. There's not that many states here, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'm messing up some of these counts. Okay. But overall, it seems to be reasonably fine. You know what? I'm just going to go through this way. It seems... It'll take a little longer, maybe, but it seems less likely to mess up the count. There are a decent number of these, aren't there? No doubt about that. But we'll take it to the economy of scale cap and then just leave it there. I think that would be absolutely fine. You know what? I think it is a little bit quicker to do this. There we go. And then we'll add in 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, something along the lines of this should do the trick. That should get us plenty of research. Not like we're really having that bad of a time with our research right now, but it could definitely be better. Now, we'll start building these eventually, and it will take a while to work through this, and we'll probably have some paper issues, which I suspect will lead into wood production issues. We'll see. We'll see. But there's that done. Let's check in on our government administrations here. We're actually still building our government administrations, I think. We've got those universities there. Yeah, it'll take some time. Okay, we are starting to work on our universities here. Beautiful. So that's fine. There are a few other things mixed in here. We've got 305 weeks on this, so that looks good. We are going to be finishing up a good amount of these railways, and that's very solid. Yeah, we've got some crappy construction efficiency in some of these locations, but that is to be expected. Mostly it's just here, right? So we may actually want to go in and do violent suppression here, just to reduce that. Much better. Much, much better. Excellent. So we're going to work our way through these few things that are queued up here, and then we've got a bunch of universities being worked on in the background. That looks absolutely fine. Now, we do know that we need some additional oil extraction, and I'm going to queue those up at the top of the queue, but there's only so many that we can get there. So that's fine. And how are we doing on paying off our debt? 161 million is looking okay. We've definitely reduced our debt by a good amount. I like it. So we're continuing to construct in our private queue as well. There's a lot of power plant construction happening there, which is absolutely to be expected. But yeah, I'm not shocked that Britain backed down. Like, now we're at 3644, but we were at about 70,000 to their 20,000. I mean, we were going to win that, but if they had not backed down, I don't think we would have been able to stop the rebellion. The Boxer Rebellion. So, I mean, all in all, that is a very good thing. Our population is definitely growing, and our peasants and unemployment numbers are actually kind of holding firm right now. So that's fascinating. And yeah, our radicalism isn't great. So the question is, can we get away with passing something now? Probably not, but we're going to keep trying these. These guys are going to be upset. But eventually we'll get an opportunity to do it. I don't think we're going to pass it this time, to be clear. I don't think that's going to be the case. Wow, we're at 0.0 authority? Exactly using up all of our authority. Fascinating. We'll watch for our inevitable rebellion here. But for the moment, I definitely want to keep working on this. Insufficient taxation capacity in a number of locations should, of course, be worked on. And that is in all of these locations. We're getting 15 each. Okay, noted. So we need to take this up here, and then we need to start doing 2. Beautiful. And then this needs 3 up here. So that looks good. Now we should take a look at our infrastructure. How are we doing on that? Is this actually fully... Oh, 98% employed. Okay, cool. So that's good to know. We will add in 1 to each of these, 2 to this, 3 to this. We'll add in 4 here, and then we'll add in 6 here. Cool. So that is all underway. We'll get all those railways done. We'll get these government administrations done. We're building the oil rigs, the arts academy, and then we're building mostly universities in the background. So that'll be fine. We are going to work our way up in terms of our innovation. So we're getting some technology spread rate increase here from our unspent innovation. It's not super efficient due to our low-ish literacy rate. Our literacy rate has improved dramatically. Okay, yeah, there's that monarchy there. So multilateral alliances, and we, of course, have to get rid of this. So we will let this revolution go away. Enact laissez-faire, huh? I don't know about that. I think we'll hold off on laissez-faire for right now. Do we let this revolution tick down? I think we have to, but we can try the parliamentary republic. That would actually be interesting. I think the revolution is going to start ticking back. I think it's going to be the same revolution, but if not, then we can game that. Let this tick up to 90%, and then put it through, because it'll only do one revolution at a time. That's definitely gameable. So that was our... Was that our bolt-action rifles finishing? Yes, that was. Okay, so that gives us a production method. Cool. I do want to maybe grab arc welding. That's 11 years out at this point. That's not great, considering that we have like 8 years left in the game. So that's probably non-ideal. Central planning for the taxation capacity, that's only 23 months out. Sure, that seems good. So this will give us 18 weeks to work on Parliamentary Republic, which is definitely intriguing. Telephone has been unlocked. Oh, it just vanished on us. Okay, presumably the radicalism is going to come back in here. We'll keep an eye on that. Knowledge of steam turbine is spreading to us. Cool. And we currently have a credit of 143 million, so we're working on spending that down. Boy, this is going to take a long time. 500 days until the checkpoint. And we only have a 23% chance of passage, so we'll see. That said, nobody's actually throwing a fit about this right now. We'll see what happens with that. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we'll see if we can get the Parliamentary Republic passed. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadow Wolf, MLohan80, Rogue Corvid, Kintogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Anna the Elephant, Soccerman12 UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.